Hello everyone, this is day 27 of part 2 and today we'll complete our coffee composition by shading the cookies, napkin and final shadows. So now let's get started with the top cookie. Begin by adding patch-like shading and gently smudge it to mark the dark areas. So you have to keep the center slightly lighter to create a highlighted effect. Around the chocolate chips, add some dark shading to show that chips are embedded inside the cookie. Make the chips darker, leaving the tiny white highlights and smudge smoothly. You can also add some small texture lines to give a realistic cookie surface. Next, move to the second cookie. First outline the chocolate chips and then start shading them carefully while keeping small highlights. Now lightly shade the cookie surface and smudge with a stencil to keep the center lighter. Remember to add the depth around the chips so that they look inside the cookie and finish with a subtle texture lines. Now move to the third cookie. Start with the chocolate chips again. You have to shade and smudge them with a stencil. Then lightly shade the cookie body, leaving the center area white. Add depth, maintain highlights and finish with small textured strokes for realism. Now let's move to the napkin. First you have to lightly mark the shadow of the cookies on the napkin for reference. Next, draw the gentle strokes to show the folds of the fabric and smudge to soften them. Now darken the cookie shadows on the napkin and blend everything smoothly. Also add the shadow of the saucer falling on the napkin and smudge smoothly with a stencil. Enhance the folds by darkening certain areas to give a soft fabric texture. Now we move to the final shadows. So now you have to add the shadow of the saucer extending onto the napkin and the ground. So you have to keep it darker near the object and gradually fade it outwards. Add shadow under the napkin as well using the cross strokes and smudge gently. So since this is the top view, add soft shadows around both the napkin and the saucer. And now you're going to add the shadow to whole outline of the objects. Use gentle strokes and smudge smoothly. Make areas closer to objects darker and lighter as they move away. And with this lesson, your drawing is completed. Great job everyone, you have successfully completed a beautiful coffee and cookies shading composition. So keep practicing to improve your shading and observation skills. If you enjoyed this class, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next class. Thanks for watching.